what is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review kind of a pseudo-official project by Bad Meets Evil. Basically this product, this mixtape is called Scary Music and it came out in the winter of 2006. Now, this is kind of like like I was saying, it's kind of like a pseudo kind of bootleg, kind of somewhat mildly unauthorized type project. I think within the aspect behind it, I think maybe possibly this cat DJ Butter possibly knew, I want to say possibly this cat DJ Butter knew Eminem and Royce 5'9" around those relative type pitches, not really as full bound, sure. It's kind of within the composition, despite the fact that this may not be like a full-bound kind of stamp of officialness about it, just because Eminem never really dropped official mixtapes and Royce the 5'9" was kind of more low-key in like the 2000s as far as what's first going to happen. Really, amidst like 2005, early 2006, this is actually before Proof passed as far as the pitch. This particular product came out before Proof passed as far as those pitch going to happen. So within the aspect, this is back in the days when Royce the 5'9" was kind of beefing with D12, particularly Proof, some of those particular type folks as far as what's first going to happen. So Bad Meets Evil album was not projected to happen until way out in 2011. It's within the pitch. This is kind of like the closest thing to a second product that they ever did, just because the pitch that they did drop, like Bad Meets Evil did drop a series of singles in 97, 98, 99. Some of those type fairs was supposed to come out within pitches, but just between Royce the 5'9" kind of getting into like arguments and just kind of snafus with Dr. Dre around the 2001 era, and then like beefing with D12 as well in like the early 2000s. It just kind of sabotaged like the concept of him collaborating with Eminem for a while, but they still worked on stuff. There's a number of things on here. This particular album is really in prime form just because it's two vicious, very vicious lyrical assassins. If you don't know full bound more about Royce 5'9", he's actually a cat that's pretty good sparring buddy with Eminem. He can keep up pretty well. He can keep up pretty well with Eminem as far as what's first going to happen. Just does typical type fare just within the pitch behind us. It's basically like getting two excellent kind of lyrical wordsmiths as far as what's first going to happen. Good type pitch, but particularly this is notable just because this particular album has fares from them both complete viciously in their prime of like Eminem from like the Slim Shady EP days and like the Slim Shady LP days, pitches like that. 97, 98, 99 Eminem, 97, 98, 99 Royce 5'9" when they were both more freestylers and doing battle rap and pitches like that. Basically Eminem from like the Rap Olympics days, and Royce 5'9" back when he was just a real vicious kind of wordsmith. Not that he is it now, but just the pitch as far as nailing that particular appeal when they were young and thug and pitches like that. So it's a good type of appeal. It's comprised of that. Now, not every single song in here. This is very much like a mixtape type format, but it feels very fresh and official just within the pitch behind it. This is a very mixtape that you need to fuck with. It's not commonly really talked about. It's not as really as full bound as much as folks would really know. This doesn't seem as much full bound that folks particularly would know about this particular album as far as the fare of this kind of having some official stuff on there, because basically the Bad Meets Evil singles that dropped, Nothing to Do and Scary Movies, both of which are not really commonly, they were never released on a project because of the wars that Royce the 5'9" kind of went on with as far as what's first going to happen, so it never got. They possibly were going to drop it now, maybe 98, 99, or 99, 2000 if things hadn't went south as far as what's first going to happen, but it's just from the pitch as far as saying that just the compression of all those songs they worked on, including Renegades that wound up becoming a Jay-Z song on the Blueprint, just never happened within the pitch, and that's unfortunate because it was just them in prime form. So it's just in the pitch. This is the closest thing to getting that particular album within the scrappings and just kind of leftover afterthoughts that they worked on around that time. So it's excellent type fare, just primary type stuff. So basically, I'm going to talk as if there were two singles off this project, because the 90s singles that they dropped, both Nothing to Do and Scary Movies, were never actually on albums as far as this is going to happen. So it's just in the pitch as far as saying basically Royce the 5'9" from his rock. This is basically Royce the 5'9" from his Rock City days of 2001, 2002, and Eminem from his Slim Shady EP and LP days as far as this is going to happen. So it's a good type pitch, but Nothing to Do, Scary Movies were the singles. There's 19 songs in this particular mixtape, but scrapping all like the interviews and skits and some of that type of stuff, there's basically 13 songs in here, and out of those 13 I wound up recommending 11, so it's pretty excellent type pitch, very vicious with an appeal. I think you can probably tell just from the aspect behind it that this would be a dynamite type project. The only real nash about it is just the fact that it doesn't seem as commonly available. It's not really as much particularly really gabbed about, and I just don't know within the pitch of whether or not this has Eminem and Royce 5'9's kind of stamp of approval as far as this pitch going to happen. Hopefully they would not be kind of more like sabotage and not wanting this particular product to see likes. It just has some excellent type stuff on here that just would probably not be within the aspect of it really otherwise. It's a good type pitch to get some of these, but I'll go basically to say the only real two songs I didn't recommend on here would just be Freestyle, the Cool Kid Freestyle, and then like Rhyming Words, Stretch Armstrong, and Pulse. As far as those pairs gonna happen, basically Rhyming Words is an excellent song within the pitch. Just Eminem rhyming further to like the Scary Movies song. As far as those pairs gonna happen, same instrumental, Scary Movies, just Eminem going in on some of that. As far as those pairs gonna happen, I just didn't. It's just kind of it's an extra type pitch behind it, but it's just basically more freestyle-ish just within the pitch behind. So just more good type fare for that. I just would recommend Scary Movies. It's just the better variation of that. There's just more in like the song type format. And then the freestyle, the Cool Kid freestyle, just didn't have an interesting enough real instrumental about it. That was just one that was just kind of plodding along, didn't really have much aspect behind it. That's the only real true dud on here as far as what's first going to happen. So I'm going to give this mixtape basically like a 9.25 out of 10 within those pitches. I look after here, you would think within the viciousness, just the appeal. Probably, I mean, I would say almost like a 9.5 out of 10 was just within the aspects as far as saying the 11 out of 13 is just within the pitch as far as saying this, the concept that I definitely realized within the aspect as far as getting prime form, bad meets evil as far as these pairs can happen. It's just with the pitch. I definitely like the aspect of getting some of these secret songs like the original Renegades and What the Beat, which also has Method Man on there, some of those type pitches, and Soldier Story is real nice, and She's the One is real nice. Some of these type ones, there actually are some secret treats in here within the aspects behind it, but it's just kind of the pitch that as far as saying when you don't recommend every single song within the fair, just out of a shorter batch of like 13 songs kind of within the pitch, but still for the most part it's pretty I mean, this is primary Eminem and Royce 5'9" within those pitches, so Nothing to Do is the lead single. There's like an initial kind of local buzz hop to kind of get here, just very similar to My Name Is. I'd have to say within the pitch behind it, just more NY kind of city gloss about this particular song, just something ripped out of like the 94 kind of juicy days. Originally Eminem and Royce da 5'9", some of those type folks, Eminem and D12 back in like 95 and like the Infinite and Slim Shady EP days, some of those type pitches had a lot of similarities like Mobb Deep, kind of those swash kind of car hop and kind of more hot box to whip kind of vehicle singles, very similar to like this things like Juicy by Biggie, very similar to songs by Biggie off Ready to Die like Juicy and Everyday Struggle, some of those type pitches, just very much within the Red Eyes type pitch, just a little bit more drowsy. I like the drowsy aspect. This particular type flair just feels like real, just like an after effect of like the Biggie style as far as those first happen, just more NY City gloss, like I was saying, good saunter for that sort of pitch. I would basically say Nothing to Do is like the closest thing to like getting a Bad Meets Evil type single in the same fashion as My Name Is, just that same sort of pitch with just a little bit more NY flavor about it. So it's good type pitch. It's kind of an in-between of like a song like Juicy and a song like My Name Is by Eminem off the Slim Shady LP. Good type pitch for some of that relative type flair. So it's just an initial kind of buzz hop within pitch, just local type fare. I also like about this album that has that local typeness, same thing as like the fashion like Royce da 5'9" on Rock City and Eminem on like the Slim Shady LP and EP, some of those type pitches. Just more laundromat type music, more standard errands pitches like that, going to like, Dollar General or some of those type places, standard fares like that, thrifts, Dollar General, Target, some of those type places, Starbucks within relative type pitches, within aspects as far as those fares can have, so it's good type pitch for that. Scary Movies is the second single. Now both of these is a real excellent type fair to get both these songs on the prospect. It's a real excellent type fair to get both these songs on like the aspect of just getting some of these just as like secret songs that are just not really commonly available within much pitches. That I'd say it's a good project. It's a good aspect to have these like a home project to find them. Scary Movies like a throwback kind of 90s Wu-Tang sample vibes as far as those pitches can have, but not necessarily sampled by Wu-Tang, but very similar to that particular format. Just very NY flavor. Just like an early bird taste of like 2000s kind of mixtape hustle as far as those pitches can happen. There's that sort of pitch. It just feels like a real kind of groggy type aspects. A lot of this drowsy type factor out of this project's pretty there, but it's just within the pitch that this one's a little bit more groggy within the sense of just like that early bird kind of grit of just waking up 6:45 a.m. It's like the skies are orange, pitches like that, going to IHOP, some of those type places, just getting like grits and pancakes, biscuits, kind of breakfast, just within the pitches, just getting to the hustle, just wife beater type music, just being like, all right, time to step to it. It's kind of aspects as far as those fares gonna happen. Just good grind just for the aspect as far as those fares would kind of go. It's kind of a primer for the sort of stuff that folks like 50 Cent and Jay-Z and Lil Wayne and Jeezy, some of those type folks would wind up doing. And just throughout the 2000s fairs like that, so it's within pitch, kind of an evolution from like the Biggie and Wu-Tang and Mobb Deep type vibes to get into more like mixtape type hustles that would particularly kind of have. So it's good type pitch. Real, I mean, this is pretty signature type production on here as far as what's gonna happen. This feels really just like one of those type ones that a lot of folks would probably rap to within the pitch behind. Just typical kind of freestyle type tune and kind of get within those tones behind this. One of those groggy type ones. But so there's plenty of these hits on here as far as what's first gonna happen. Just like Rock City, Jackin' for Beats is a quality one. It's like a vintage Royce single with new bass thump about it and some new flavors as like a remix as far as what's first gonna happen. So just does a number of these. Don't remember each particular one, but it's just a good pitch, kind of get some of that particular type flavor. It actually enhances like the Rock City type song just in the pitch, really adds like some flavor towards it as far as like the extra type fare about it. This makes it like a further kind of drowsy but still kind of jumpy kind of cruise around as far as those pitches kind of go. A real nice one on here that is an actual new kind of Bad Meets Evil song that was probably around the 90s was She's the One. It's real hopping type one. It's like Royce and Eminem on like some neighborhood kind of saunter, I'd have to say, pretty similar to like the Slim Shady LP. I'd have to say about this one, it's a good stroll hop to kind of get here. It's one of those type ones that kind of feels like a more kind of jarring, just kind of dismantled type one, like My Fault off the Slim Shady LP. Not quite as guilt trip within the aspect of giving like some chick shrooms or something like that, but just in the aspect, just kind of a frenetic type one, like a neighborhood bounce about as far as what's going to happen. I really think if the Bad Meets Evil album, the original format as to how it was supposed to come out back in 99, 2000 would have happened, it probably would have had songs like this one, Scary Movies, Nothing to Do, some of those type pitches, which is an excellent type of appeal, because I think it would have been pretty blistering. Probably would have been a 5-star album. I think it definitely would have probably catapulted Royce 5'9" to like sheer full-bound kind of stardom, spotlight, and some pitches like that. But we did get the D4L album, Devil's Night, instead. But this is an excellent type pitch, and just a taste of what probably could have happened had the fallout not happened in like the 2000s. But it's just some excellent type fare that really had some snariness. Another highlight that's kind of a secret treat in terms of like the 90s kind of Bad Meets Evil format is What the Beat. This has Method Man on there as well, which is a good type pitch. It's like a jarring kind of low-key urban noise kind of get here. Bad Hair Day, kind of Aaron's Day as far as this pitch kind of having just kind of a little bit dismantled this within the pitch, being pissed off, relative bitchy kind of day within pitches like that. Just some good Aaron's Commerce, I would say, a good flame spit to kind of get here. So basically just Method Man with Royce 5'9", Eminem, some of those type pitches about it. So What the Beat just kind of has like a ruffled type aspect about it. It's kind of typical type fare, just like this, the dredge and slag and frustration of a typical kind of routine type day in like a makeshift sense. Kind of the pitch behind it, just kind of aspect, just neighborhood jaunting is probably just good for like 5:45, 6:45 p.m. pitches like that. Just typical kind of summer noise, summer evening makeshift fare as far as this pitch can have a good aspect to get those three folks on there. There's some good ones on here, like Food Stamp Freestyle is a pretty nice one. It's the brief type one, but I do like the concept of this, like a drunken kind of city evening floating. I feel like about this particular song definitely reminds me of like the Slim Shady EP. This would have been a pretty excellent type fare to have made like an actual song as far as those fairs can happen. Just leftover vibes, Slim Shady EP pitches like that, some of that typeness, just like those typical kind of hotbox to whip type tunes, just Red Eyes type music to a T, I'd say within that. That this one only has Eminem on there, Food Stamp Freestyle, but would, like I said, would have been a good type pitch to flesh this out as like a song. Soldier Story is a real excellent type fare. It's like a snaring kind of 90s city NY. Soldier Story is like a snaring kind of 90s NY city sludge kind of get here. Just pawn shop kind of trudges and city kind of snack run drifting as far as this pitch kind of happens. It is kind of the flair. I want to say this song was actually on Royce the 5'9's Rock City album from 2001, 2002 as far as this pitch kind of happens. Just feels like one of those type ones, but just kind of has like that particular just kind of city hop type, just sludge about it, just that typical NY kind of grime. Feels like something 50 Cent would have done like 2002, 2003 pitches like that, just in a more grit type fashion about it. Royce 5'9 basically handles this one like I was saying by himself, but it's just good type fair to get some of that. I mean, I feel like this particular product, if this had just been Royce the 5'9 and Eminem on every single song on one of these, I probably would have said this would have been the complete sheer blistering typeness. I mean, this is definitely a pretty blistering type product, but just on top of the concept, on top of that, had these formats had like the album type format of discs. This is the vicious type product. It's not super common that it's only one or the other as far as this first gonna happen. But if it had had both these folks in every single one of these songs, I probably would have said that this could have been considered like the Bad Meets Evil 2001, 2002 album that probably should have happened within those pitches. But it's still excellent to get this still pretty appetizing, good vicious type mixtape here. And Demon Within Ghost Story is a real nice one. It's like a mixtape standout, I would definitely say here. Just snaringly kind of haunting dirges about this particular song. This lyrical whirlwind as far as this pitch can happen. This only has Eminem on here, but probably one of the best beats on this particular product. This definitely should have had Royce 5'9 on here. I don't know why he wasn't on this particular one. Just a vicious type of appeal. This has some real commercial aspects about it in like a horrorcore type sense. It's not as super common that Royce 5'9 did horrorcore, but within a pitch that this would have been some pretty excellent type fare to have gotten this on. Demon Within Ghost Story definitely nails it pretty viciously. So the thing about Demon Within Ghost Story is just the fact that I don't necessarily know where Eminem comprised this particular verse. This is real strange to kind of get this here, just particularly late 90s Eminem within some of those type pitches. So it's a vicious type appeal. Questioning, I don't know if this would have been considered for like the Marshall Mathers LP or Slim Shady LP, something like that, but it's just basically like a secret Eminem song that's really vicious to kind of get us good type tune. But definitely going to use Royce 5'9 on there. Renewing the Staff is a quality one as well. It's like a drooping kind of lyrical snarl, I'd say, just drunken red eyes kind of saloon fun to kind of get here. Just very similar to like the Slim Shady EP. Very similar to like the Food Stamp Freestyle pitch like that. Just some of that particular type format. Just swash kind of after effects and just like the particular vibe of just like car hopping pitches like that. Some of that particular type fare. Just cruise around just like a more drowsy, drunken kind of sense. So it's good type appeal for that. Just typical type fare. Just vintage Eminem from 97, 96, 98 as far as those pitches kind of happen. Now, I don't know if I talked about Renegade's D-Mix. It's not too much I need to say about this particular song because it's the same song as like the one on Jay-Z's The Blueprint. It has Royce the 5'9" on there instead, and it also has like folks named Miss Corona and Dina Ray on there who particularly help out with the chorus. So Dina Ray is pretty much like a starlet that helped out Eminem on like his early albums and D12 albums. Pretty excellent type pitch, good type fare, but Renegade's D-Mix, like a good original hop, I'd have to say here just within the format. Royce the 5'9" can definitely keep up with Jay-Z within some of these type pitches, despite the fact that Jay-Z's not on this song. But it's just a good lyrical dynamite either way, just snaring either way within those pitches, so good type flair. The freestyle radio stations, another nice one's like a vicious but low quality kind of from the freestyle radio stations, like a vicious but low quality from Prime Bad Meets Evil, I'd have to say here, and it has like a sleepy kind of second part of the verse. There's two instrumentals that they freestyle to. The second one's a little bit more in like the drowsy kind of Slim Shady EP type sense, but the first part, just typical kind of hauntiness that probably was similar. That was definitely pretty similar to like Demon Within Ghost Stories. Just good type pitches, getting some of that horrorcore type fashion. Just very harrowing and Dracula-like as far as those pitches can happen. So just excellent type flair to get that in particular as far as those pitches can happen. So just excellentness just as far as those fairs can happen. Just real nice vicious type appeal. So that takes care of this mixtape as far as those pitches can happen. So this definitely deserves way more attention. Hopefully, if it does get more attention, it doesn't get the concept of being removed from the internet because the folks, the Bad Meets Evil folks, don't actually want this around. I think within most parts, it seems like it's within a relative type fashion. I want to say it has like a certain degree of officialness about it, but I can't confirm it as full bounce. It's just within the pitch as far as saying it has the appeal. It's definitely some good type stuff. It's just within the pitch. It's just a little bit more something that should be considered official just because the quality of it and just the timing and all the good secret treats that you get on here within those pitches. So it's just Eminem, Royce, just basically Eminem, Royce the 5'9" from like 97, 98, 99 when they were working on their early bird type albums within pitches like that. Slim Shady EP, Slim Shady LP, Rock City, some of those type pitches. This particular Bad Meets Evil album that should have came out in 2000, 2001 pitches like that. Just lyrical dynamite all across the board. Great instrumentals pitches like that. Just some local saunter, that same sort of fare that's on the Slim Shady LP. Just laundromat type music, Dollar General type music pitches like that. Just going to simple kind of local type places, typical kind of saloon hop and more karaoke bar, or just more kind of pub and hole in the wall type places within the pitch. Just very similar to that early 90s Eminem and Royce 5'9". It's a 9.25 score. And the social score I'll probably give like a 9.75. I look within the pitch. If this had had a little bit more of the official stamp and a little bit more camaraderie about the concept about this being promoted better, I would have definitely said that this would get a 10 out of 10 just because it's prime era from them as far as those pitches kind of go. It's kind of with an aspect as far as saying this, if it had like I think the secret treats that you get on here, the official songs that this particular product had, is very vicious with the appeal behind it. Just I'm sure they probably did more songs that are just probably more under lock and key, but I think within the fashion it's definitely worth it to wonder about some of those type projects and just wonder what could have happened with that. But it's just within the fashion, this is the closest thing to getting a Bad Meets Evil album from those particular days, and it nails it. Is that typical kind of saunter type music and local hops that this is like basically like getting a group album of like Eminem from his Slim Shady LP days. So it's definitely a pretty vicious type pitch. So in terms of the future, like Bad Meets Evil has not put out a product since 2011. They have dropped songs in the 2010s, like on like on Shady 15, and then like the Southpaw soundtrack from 2015, some of those type pitches, fairs like that within those particular type aspects. But for the most part, it's been a little while since there's been a Bad Meets Evil album. Seems less likely nowadays, but it'd be a good type fair if some of that did come back. But this is like, once again, it's like the closest thing, good thing to gobble up. It's a good project here to gobble up as far as those fairs can happen. Just kind of seemingly trickier to find, but definitely worth it once you get a hold of it, because it's just, once again, this is Eminem, Royce 5'9" in their prime as far as those fairs can happen. So definitely worth the investment.